What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have 16 hilarious things the Dutch say, words, phrases, and idioms. I can't wait to absolutely dive into this. I believe this is Ava. I've reacted to multiple of her videos now. All of them absolutely awesome. Make sure y'all go check out her channel and subscribe. Before we dive into this, if you happen to enjoy, don't forget to subscribe here. Give the video a thumbs up. And let's see what we got.
Hi everyone, I'm Ava. I'm an American living here in the Netherlands, and today I wanted to share with you some of the darnest things the Dutch say. For those of you who don't know, I'm just going to put it out there. I am a big fan of the Dutch language, and today I'm sharing some things that have amused me to no end. I'm going to be sharing phrases and idioms that when you translate into English or when you think about them in English, kind of make no sense or are extremely jarring. Like you could translate it and then they don't sound too good. So hope you enjoy, and of course if I leave anything out in my list, feel free to comment down below. So when it comes to Dutch words or phrases, the ones I'm going to tell you about, I have heard around me a lot. So let's start with number one. This one I heard when I didn't speak a word of Dutch and I didn't know what this word meant. So it was pretty jarring for me to hear it just being spoken and being used in everyday speech. And that word, my friends, is hoor. And I feel so uncomfortable saying this because it is not a word I use in English. But in Dutch, it is just a normal word that people say with a smile on their face or a little bit dismissively. The word hoor in the Dutch language should have got on my list of 8 words that are difficult to translate into English from Dutch, but it was not on that list, and turns out this one's a bit difficult to translate as well. The context that you will tend to hear the word hoor in, oh my god, it doesn't get easier. I'm saying it and I hope it gets easier, it just doesn't. The first time I heard the word hoor spoken in the Netherlands was actually at Schiphol Airport, where I was with my girlfriend and we were trying to check in a bag, or who cares what we were doing? We were trying to do something, and then the flight attendant who worked on the ground, she was standing there at the desk, and she was just like, yeah, or we could do this for you, or something to that effect. And I just remember being totally shocked because I was like, this is a customer.
So what did you just call me?
Using that word. This doesn't make any sense. And of course I knew at the time, especially since I'm a linguist, that of course that word probably does not mean what it means in English. Yeah. But how am I supposed to guess what it means? Like I said, it's difficult to translate. Here are my best guesses as to what the word hoor means in various contexts. So if someone says, yeah hoor, that means they're saying yes, of course, with that intonation. If someone says, nee hoor, that means, oh no, it's not necessary. Or if someone says, nee hoor, means, no, of course not. I hope that's helpful. If you are not Dutch, brace yourself, because this is a tricky one, and also one of those words that now that I kind of know what it means in certain contexts, I still don't feel comfortable using. I don't know why. It makes no sense at all because it's just a word in Dutch, but I can't say it without giggling like a child or feeling really uncomfortable, to be honest. Anyway, moving on to the next one that's even worse.
Absolutely love that. Because I got to steal this word. I got this, and so when people start looking at me funny, when I start using it, I'm gonna be like, I ain't using it the way you think I'm using it. I'm using it the way the Dutch use it, and it's not a bad thing. So when you see me say the word with a smile on my face, stop thinking I'm being disrespectful. I'm actually being, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I talk. Yeah, whore. Hey, can you do this for me, Derek? Yeah, whore. Yeah, of course. That's how I mean it from now on.
And that is meerneuker. And meerneuker, directly translated into English, like literally translated, is ant, screwer, effer, ant. That's what it means. But if you have to translate meerneuker more correctly, it means someone who's really picky about details, who's like fussing over details. And I tried to think about how this word meerneuker and effer developed in the language. That is one interesting word. Another one of those words I don't feel comfortable using because although I've heard that it's a sort of normal word to be using about people who are fussy over details, I'm just not comfortable doing that.
Understandable.
I'm going to use these words in Dutch incorrectly, and then it's going to be like, shame upon me. I know that's not the case, and this is on me. Also, someone who screws ants, like, ants are tiny. I mean, I guess that's the point.
They are tiny.
But why? That also sounds
but
painful.
Why?
The third phrase I want to share with you on this list.
That does sound extremely painful. I mean, when you sit and think about it. You make a good point, Ava. You make an absolutely great point. Someone who screws ants is like ants the bug, or like ants your mother's sister. Hi. What are we talking about?
This is tweede leg. And tweede leg means your second leg. When I heard this, I really could not stop laughing. I'm still laughing because I think this is so creative, kind of accurate, pretty funny. Is it a little offensive? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. But the second lay of a person is when someone remarries and then they have children again. It's like, you know, they had their first batch of kids and now they're going to go have their second batch of kids. This happens quite a lot, so it's an interesting phrase. The next phrase on my list for today is extremely adorable, and it is an ezelsbruggetje, a little donkey bridge, if I were to literally translate it. If I were to translate it more accurately, it is a mnemonic in English. Little donkey bridge and mnemonic, or ezelsbruggetje and mnemonic, sound nothing alike. This is when I think Dutch and English are pretty similar to each other, but how am I supposed to know what a little donkey bridge in Dutch means, even if I could pick apart the words?
I mean, that's a good point.
Anyway, a mnemonic or an ezelsbruggetje is a way of remembering something. So it's a little donkey's bridge of memory. Sort of. Something like that.
It didn't
What's
work.
funny is that I've heard the...
It didn't work. Did not work. Little donkey. I've never heard of a bridge for little donkey. So I've forgotten the word now as well, and that's embarrassing.
Word ezelsbruggetje being used in Dutch all the time, whereas the word mnemonic in English is kind of fancy, I would say. Like it's a word that you wouldn't expect teenagers to necessarily know. They would learn as teenagers. But I've heard ezelsbruggetje be used all the time. Next on this list, number whatever, who's keeping count,
number whatever.
Appenstartje. An appenstartje is the @ symbol that you use in your emails, that you have on your keyboard. That's such a cute word because in English it means a ape's tail, monkey's tail, and yeah, the @ symbol kind of does look like it. This is one of those cases where I think the Dutch have done one better, because English, @ symbol. Dutch people, monkey's tail. Good one. I'm amused and impressed. The next one on this list is cute both in Dutch and English. In English, it is a ladybug. And in Dutch, it is a lieve hairspaceje, which translated is a small, sweet lord's creature. That's so cute and really interesting. Like, what? But also, ladybug. What? Like, I can't even. And also,
we're on the same page.
They're both really quirky. And again, besides the like bug and creature part, they have nothing to do with the animal or with each other. So confusion all around, but cuteness all around as well, more importantly. Seriously, you folks, a large number of my friends are linguists, so I don't understand why we haven't just had all of these conversations about these weird things in Dutch. No, not weird. These amusing things in Dutch for English speakers. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get on that because this is amazing. Making this list was a lot of fun. Now, for those of you who saw my video last week,
you gotta make that list. I feel like you and your linguist friends, but half of these just get hard. Like, how did ladybug turn into that? I see. So many countries in Europe, you got bilingual and you got people knowing 3-4 languages. It's crazy in Europe. And then you get to America, you get to little old me who only knows one language. So I'm truly baffled by the way things are spelled and by the way things are pronounced and the names that are given to things in other languages.
You might have heard me talk about cobblestone streets. And someone actually commented the Dutch word for cobblestone, and that is kinderkopjes. Children's heads. I thought it was adorable the first time I heard it. I was like, yes, I could totally see how they're little kids' heads. And then I thought about how creepy and scary that was. Yay, because every time I walk up and down,
on.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm walking on little kids' heads. And who thought no, just
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
feel
it went
that.
from like super adorable, I love this, to
creepy.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to like this, but I'm amused nonetheless. Okay, folks, we have reached the much-awaited idiom portion of this video.
Let's do it.
My knowledge of Dutch idioms is so-so, so actually while making this video, I thought, what a great opportunity to learn more Dutch idioms. So some of these idioms I had heard before or read about, and others I came across like a couple of days ago. They're interesting. You're in for a treat. The first idiom I want to share with you today is met zijn of haar neus in de boter vallen. To fall with one's nose in the butter. And you know, this is one of those moments where I thought I could probably take Dutch idioms and translate them into English and then kind of see if they match up to any English idioms.
Yeah.
Fail. Absolutely not something you could do because in English, nothing comes close to this. Also, what does this even mean? To fall with your nose in the butter.
I need answers immediately.
And I ended up with, oh, maybe you got yourself into something you didn't expect to. I don't know why I thought that. But turns out it's when something extremely positive or something good happens to you. So falling with your nose in the butter is a good thing, my friends. Alsof een engeltje over je tong piest.
I need help on that one, on why it is a good thing to fall with your nose in the butter. Where did this come from? What's going on? Because yeah, I need answers. I need y'all to talk to me on this.
As if an angel is peeing on your tongue.
I've heard that before.
So of course I had no idea.
Whatever you're drinking is like really good. It's almost as if an angel is peeing on your tongue. That's got to be my guess. Whatever you're drinking is amazing.
It means that you're really enjoying the food that you're eating. The English translation, of course, does not make any sense. It is an idiom.
Why I gotta be peeing?
Okay, think about
that
it this way.
Sense.
You're eating something, and what you say in these contexts, if you really enjoy the food, is as if an angel is taking a piss on your tongue. Interesting language thing. I noticed that when I first started speaking Dutch, I tried to say, oh, ik ga pissen, and people would laugh because I took the word piss from English and thought that would translate into Dutch. It doesn't. You would probably want to say plassen if you're trying to go pee. But in this idiom, I noticed that it says piest instead of plast. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't know what it's like if an angel were to take a piss on my tongue, but I can imagine it's not the worst. While putting together this list, I noticed that some of the idioms on there were so freaking Dutch. I mean, you already see the quirkiness of the Dutch show up in all the things that I'm talking about in this video and all the things that I talk about in all of my videos. But some of these idioms are just so Dutch, like op die fiets, on that bicycle. It doesn't just mean on that bicycle. It means, oh, that's what you meant. Or, oh, in that way. Okay. So if you are trying to explain what you meant to someone and then they get it and have that epiphany moment, they say, oh, op die fiets. If bicycle idioms aren't Dutch, then what is? If I were to come up with something...
I love that. On that bicycle. I got it now. Oh, op die fiets. I got it. It's there. It's locked in.
Similar for Americans. What would it be? Oh, at that McDonald's. No, I guess it doesn't work. What about at that Starbucks? Still doesn't work. Als je je billen brandt, moet je op de bladen zitten. If you burn your butt, you've got to sit on the blisters. I'll give you a moment to think about that one. This is one interesting way of saying that if you do something, then those actions have consequences. In English, we have something similar, which is if you make your bed, then you must lie in it. But that sounds a little tame. Like, you know, bed, maybe it means something like grave, and then you lie in your grave.
I guess I might as well, I would say more so, if you do the crime, you got to do the time.
Grave, okay. It's very vague and euphemistic. The Dutch are very clear. You burn your butt, gotta sit on the blisters. Dutch directness shows up in idioms as well. So this next one I came across when looking up idioms and putting together words for this video, and that is held op sokken. Hero on socks, or in socks rather. And this one, you would think it just means a hero in socks, like Superman is a hero in underwear. though you hope they're all wearing underwear given the clothes they're wearing. So tight. But held
I would pray.
Apparently means like you put on a brave face, but you're really quite the fraidy pants. Interesting, right? You know what else is really Dutch? Clogs. Not that people necessarily go around wearing them anymore, but they're still very Dutch.
Yeah.
So an idiom with clogs is a very Dutch idiom. Like, dat kan je op je klompen aanvoelen. Literal translation, you can feel that on your clogs. Actual translation, or the meaning of this idiom, is that you could have seen it coming. Why would you feel it on your clogs if you could have seen it coming? I'm not sure. Or why would you even be able to feel it on your clogs if you could see it coming? I have no guesses. I have no idea. So if you...
The more we're going, the more I'm getting confused, the more she's throwing the stuff out, but we don't got answers as to why these idioms exist, what the true meaning of them. So we're going to need y'all's help in the comment section. We need y'all to get in there and comment and help us on all these words, phrases, and idioms.
No, let me know. Okay, another thing that's really Dutch that I love, one of my favorite things about the Netherlands is the cheese. And I have a cheese idiom for you. And that is, ergens geen kaas van hebben gegeten. And that means to not have eaten cheese from somewhere. The literal translation, that is. The meaning is something like to be unfamiliar with the topic or unfamiliar with something. So to gain familiarity, you would want to have eaten the cheese from a place. I have to say I agree with that one. Absolutely. Yes. 100% correct. For
100% correct.
To join for bacon and beans.
Oh,
I feel like the alliteration is better in English.
I'm there.
Bacons and beans both start with a nice little buh. So this means that you're participating in something not to win a lot from it, or you're not expecting big wins from it, and you're not necessarily expecting a loss either.
Oh dang! I thought I was getting actual bacons and beans. I was like, I'm there. But I understand what she's trying to say.
You're doing it for fun? Or for the heck of it? Okay, but why bacon and beans? Why not like cheese
the world may
and
never know.
Maybe because the stakes are then actually quite high. And the last one I have for you today is de hond in de pot vinden, which literally translated to English means to find the dog in the pot or pan, I guess. And you could have this image in front of you, right? Like this dog in this pot, and it means that
I got the image.
Come too late for dinner, or like the food is gone. And I feel like I totally see the connection. Dog is now licking the pan clean. I have to say that is a very clear idiom. Spot on. So those were some amusing Dutch words, phrases, and idioms that I wanted to share with you today. Of course, if I got something wrong or I left something out, let me know in the comments down below.
Y'all let me know what y'all think of these phrases, idioms, and words. And y'all help me out with some of the things that she said, because I'm still a little confused on how they work, why they work, who came up with them, all of the information. That's all we got. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and check out the next one. I'll see y'all next time.